This time I welcome the spokesperson for the Salon Judiciary, Moses Lamin Kamara. Good morning, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning.
So for so many people getting different view and thinking and definition about the Salon Judiciary system, when you talk about the judiciary system na Salon, waiting people forget a proper understanding on about them.
Okay, thank you. Basically, the judiciary is a institution we created by law. If you watch at the Constitution, precisely section 120, subsection 1, they talk about the judiciary as an institution, a third arm of government, wherein it is headed by the Honorable Chief Justice. And section 2, they talk about we mandate for preside on civil and criminal cases and any cases that were related to the Constitution. And section 3, they talk about we mandates. So basically, the judiciary is a arm of government where they deal with the interpretation of the law and punish the lawbreaker, which is also in all other countries. So in terms of government operation, we are the third arm of government. After the executive, you get the legislature, which is the parliament, and you get the judiciary where for interpret the law and punish the lawbreaker. So we they listen to cases then, if it is criminal, like for instance you thief, you broke holes, or you involved into any serious offense system, you'll be tried, and the punishment is imprisonment, or we can give an alternative punishment. Either we say you go for imprisonment without any alternative, or we give unanimously they agree, say we believe say this person gets right. So when in commodity you get the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, we say now the final court of appeal, wherein the court of appeal take a decision, you're not happy, then 3 judges, then they take a decision, you're not happy, you decline at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, you get a composition of 5, you understand, minimum. So if they take that decision, you're not satisfied, it is the final court of appeal. Now, if it's something related to human rights, you can take it at international. But anything we not related to human rights, the Supreme Court can be the final court of appeal. So now the structures and then the way we get now the judiciary.
All right. You just explained clearly how the judiciary work and within some of the structure then. But let's look at time frame for assigned cases. That now one of the concern we don't come out from the public. We are in from for let case come out from magistrates go high court. The time frame people get concerned, but this make I go ask waiting at the time frame we una the take for assigned case to judges from magistrates to high court.
Okay, let I just make it clear. Do you give specification that you specify, say, from magistrate court to the high court? Yes, I agree with you. Say it's not what you call delay. It's a process. Maybe if you ask, say, waiting at the process, you understand. Now, let us just handle that. If they commit a case, that is committal, it's not assignment. If they commit a case, if magistrate, because magistrates then get a limit when they deal with matters then. Now, for any matter where you punishment, if then they sentence you exceed 5 years, they not get that right for sentence. If they do, they don't go out of the law. And if a judge can for review under cap 17 of the laws of Sierra Leone, then he squash that judgment, that sentence. You can left the person free because the magistrate don't go out of his boundary. But if he say, if any case wouldn't charge you, like for instance robbery with aggravation, wounding with intent, the magistrate they do what we call PI, preliminary investigation. And if there are compelling evidence for you to be committed to the high court, then they send you file. When they don't close that file, they say, for instance, robbery with aggravation, and they attract life imprisonment depending on the sentence. Then they commit the case, go high court. Now, when you file CAN, and they can now we own registry where they call the criminal registry, and with the photocopy that file they into 3. Then we take that file, we send it to the law officers department. The law officers department is headed by the AG. So comprehensively, once the file go to the AG's office, the judiciary not get a rule for play. Now, when in Dede, The AG's office, they do what we call an indictment. The indictments now they open a window for you for let you get access to the High Court for let you be tried. So that's the process. But as I can tell you for now, we not get cases then with the delay.
Moses, in terms of this fine explanation where you don't give so to the public, people would wonder if I really explain and so now so the procedure they duly where then cases go, because just like how me co-presenter said, the issue of delay don't be so much concern. So then process here, how long did it take? A day, a week, or waiting exactly?
No, okay. We also get for understand. For let you get access to the High Court, we get what we call a criminal session. You understand? So maybe let us understand this. Assuming that you are they commit your case, let me say by October, we get a criminal session. Now, after the session, after the criminal session, if they commit your case, let me say that the session they start on the 1st of October, let's assume. Then after we don't get the session, where we get the call over, we call them the call over. When we don't do the call over, then if they charge your case, if they commit your case at the High Court on the 5th, you get for wait for 3 months in prison before you get access for the other session. That's not a delay. That's
what the law is for everybody, or you get exception in some cases.
No, that is the law.
It might be the law, but they can always say
exception. I'm coming. Okay. You have an exception, but that is the law. I want let we understand this first. You understand? If the session, we get 4 sessions in the year. So if we don't do this session on the 1st, then a magistrate commits your case on the 2nd. And on the 2nd, you are not on bail. It means you won't have access to the courts, to the High Court, except you have an indictment and you wait for the next session.
Now, the exception?
That is the law. Now, what is the exception?
Okay.
Now, if you have a case, the law make provision for the exception. That is to say, you they come, you they do what we call, whilst you they wait for Ghana High Court, you they apply for bail at the High Court, not at the magistrate court, because you were not granted bail. But you they come, you apply at the High Court. The High Court, the judge at the High Court, if you get a case, it gets right for put you on bail pending you appearance at the High Court. So it is same for the Court of Appeal. If you get a case of appeal and you are in prison, what you do, you they apply to the High Court, you say bail pending appeal. We've seen those cases, like for instance on the LEC case by then. You understand? We see bail pending appeal. We've seen other cases that we are in bail pending appeal.
But this example we give about LEC now, one way the people take and say whatever judgment or decision I take was unfair. Looking at waiting be the crime, we became LEC to that stage on taking him to court.
Okay, we don't want to discuss that.
No, you make an example. I try to bring you back.
I'm coming, but we don't want to discuss that. But what is it on LEC in case? The Court of Appeal has never granted him bail.
But
they went on bail.
So my question now is,
there was no precedent where they should say there was a case that have been dealt with wherein somebody committed a murder, you understand, and bail was granted. So I've made that explicit.
So Moses, is it that you have so much fear to the public or can even care waiting people can say when I can only judgment on certain cases, especially the one you mentioned and other one them? Or I can really care to waiting can be the feedback when I cannot make a decision?
Okay, we are not subjected to feedback. We are not.
But what if people are not fear? If you are not fear to them, that don't matter to them.
Yes, no, allow me. We are not subjected to feedback. What people think is not our concern. You understand? We are subjected to the law and judicial fairness.
But the justice they go to the public.
We are subjected to the law and judicial fairness. We are governed by morals. You understand? Which is fairness, and we are governed by the law. Now, let me tell you something. We don't have law of truth. We have law of evidence. You understand? Once an evidence, they focus on you, say, now you do this thing. The evidence they direct on you, you can be convicted. You understand? So it is about evidence. So it's not about what is public view. Now tell me, it's one cases wherein somebody they commit an offense in no sin I do am, where they convict them and say yes, I agree, say na me do am.
Okay.
So you don't understand my question now. So una not care where the public they say the justice system not fear. I mean, to people that alone no mean anything.
No,
it's a question.
No, I said we are not subjected to public view. We are subjected to the law and judicial fairness. Now, let me tell you one thing. Recently, we embarked on what we call judicial review, summary review, you understand. It's a power when Cap 17 of the laws of Sierra Leone give the Chief Justice, and they relinquish that in power day to High Court judge and other judges then within the Superior Court of Judicature. Now, we don't go in a prison wherein we feel, say, we don't very magistrate them, they go beyond borders, we use that law for ensure say people then where they be over sentenced or they not be get any case for waiting self, we ensure say they are released. That is judicial fairness. So we are subjected to judicial fairness and we are subjected to the law. Okay. Wherein we action meet with public perception. When we say public perception, not when few people know rights are not satisfied. That is why we have a structure. And the method of saying using journalists to determine our action is wrong.
How you mean by that?
Like we have people where they say once a decision is taken, they cannot go through the appellate structure. I've made it clear that there are appellate structure. So once we get the appellate structure, use it and exhaust it. But we've seen situations wherein actions are taken, decisions are taken in accordance with the law and evidence within the appellate. You see people like women journalists and then broadcaster. Could that be a public opinion?
So you mind for say some journalists, not all, please?
No, well, I say journalists.
Because you generalize them. We work in the ethical and professional way.
No, let me say journalists.
All right, Mosla, just take you back. You mentioned about wherein we case can come out from, magistrate for go high court. It can take some time. So let's get unclear. Is it that we not get any answer in terms of the delay within case they are all the blame we so shift onto the law officers?
No, we not say delay. We not say delay. In fact, let me get the word delay. Delay is comprehensively negative on we process. We say there is a process, and for we, the process is very, very expeditious.
So the process
the process is a collective process. You understand?
So the problem
now. We not get problem on that. I don't explain you now. Waiting at the thing. As I talk to you in this next session, we need to get anybody in a prison. We get an indictment issue. Now, understand this again. Maybe I'll explain this. If we don't do indictment, the law officers don't do indictment, we don't can serve the inmates then. Let me say if not 30 inmates there, we don't do 30 indictments, or the law officers don't do 30 indictments, they can serve. When they can serve them, then 30 then they come for the criminal session. But if they commit you case after service has been done, you understand, you have to wait for a time for let another indictment come, because the indictment they work with the criminal session. You understand? So because there is that time which you call delay, but which I will call you've missed the time. That is why we have a process wherein we say you can come to the superior court than the court way superior than the court will give you the action for let you come on appeal. You can appeal, say, come to a judge, una give me bail whilst I wait for me indictment. That doesn't mean you doesn't have a case to answer. You'll be granted bail with a shorty. Then when indictments come, when the indictments here they come, some people then they serve them. They call them. Some people then in a prison they can't serve them. And let me also make this thing clear. We get two ways in which the people we accuse people them. You understand? Now, if we give you bail, it means say we need shorty. The shorty they serve as a prison officer for we. That in other words, anytime when we need you, the role of the shorty is not to come with you to court. The role of the shorty is to produce you whenever you are needed in court. So that shorty they stand as a shorty for you for say, okay, they get an agreement with the court. Whatever thing happen, whenever una need this man they can. But let us say if you are on bail and you know well or you know able to come, the role of the shorty now for inform the court before the court they sit. But if the shorty fail for one, then it don't violate the agreement. But now, if we keep you in a prison, then anytime when we need you, the prison they produce you. In fact, that one is sure for us. The prison they produce you. So that's two way we keep. So it's not a delay, it's a process. And because the process gets a time which if for access the High Court, that is why we get an appellate structure as well. You appeal. It's a mandate given to you by law. If you get a strong case and you cannot be a flight risk, waiting the happen, you will be granted bail.
Continue inside the studios. We just joined by Marcus Bangura, we are the Executive Director for Citizen Forum for Democratic Accountability, C4D. Good morning, welcome to Radio Democracy.
Good morning. Thank you for everything.
All right, today we'll look inside the work of the judiciary and concern the way people don't do this, but from the civil society point of view, how you go assess the judiciary and work over the past years?
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a very important question where I believe say the public out there will be very interested for no. Of course, we know say the judiciary are a very important organ of government. It's like where you get a generator, you need various parts them for make it effective and efficient. If one part's not effective, the possibility for make it be able to operate, you know, in a very good way will be very difficult. That is to say, like generator need fuel, you need oil, you also need plugs, for example, among others, but there are three major things there. So like the government, like machinery, we made up of the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. The judiciary gets the important role for interpret the law, settle disputes, then also for punish lawbreakers. People like to say the last hope of the common man, not the judiciary. So as a result of that, we expect the judiciary for be effective, efficient, actually dispense justice. Of course, they don't try, and Sierra Leone don't left footprint on the sand of history, considering from colonial times, where now being the country where other countries in West Africa, British West Africa, they made the seats, that's alone. So we get the private council. Almost everything was forced for Sierra Leone, you know, up to the Supreme Courts we get before other countries then get them. So they expect so much from the judiciary. Of course, just like we are saying, the judiciary don't try, but you get a lot of people away, make us say the common people as well as the intellectuals, where they frown at the judiciary for many reasons. Some people don't even want for good courts, but they don't go courts because they don't get an alternative. In the first place, sometimes bench warrants, you understand, or sometimes they don't get no choice, so they just get for go to the judiciary and listen. The judiciary, just like we are say, that's the last hope of the people. We expect them say in the area of dispensation of justice, therefore do them very fairly. But just like we are talking, some people that they frown at that, it can be very difficult. Say, for example, you get certain thing the way they make the fairness of the judiciary could be questioned, because accessibility is one important thing. Of course, the government will say, yes, we don't make court sitting accessible, right? In many areas. Now you see them can even go. There are certain times where the old judiciary, right, that is okay, law wait for a particular period of time. Then you go out, you know, like the provinces, and through that we don't see a lot of cases that we don't do court for a very long period of time. But we look at and say, if at all we know the issue of last, the issue of corruption. Corruption now one major factor we they get set back to the judiciary. Now one factor where they make people in the frown, they shed eyebrows on the judiciary. Not that you will see them, but there is the proclivity say it happened. Because a lot of people allege say it happened, right? So, say for example, we get delay tactics again, we are another problem. Delay tactics and manipulations which happen certain times. You argue with me, say there are certain cases where don't take a very long period of time in court. You understand? Say for example, chieftaincy cases, certain chieftaincy cases, or even land cases. Most times it can be between the prosecution as well as the defense counsel. You understand? delay can take place in other side and day. Certain times it can be deliberate, right? What people say can be deliberate certain times. You also look at the area of tenure of security. You understand? We also, the judges there, we for be very, very fearless. Sometimes they're caught in the web in the sense that their security can be threatened. We always say judges then get a particular period where for stay in office, right? But we don't see certain judges being removed from office for one reason or the other. Sometimes it's not even made known to us. Okay. So that's another important aspect. So when you panic about your security and the situation we are in, the appointment of then one and they in the hands of the incumbent government, understand? Let me say the executive in this sense. There is possibility, say, for make them able for dispense justice and enable the public forget that kind of confidence in them can be very, very challenging. Even when we talk about structures, understand? That is to say, courtrooms, buildings, and all that.
With the look at that, Marcus, how you go assess in terms of political cases we can go to court?
A clear-cut example, if we get tripartite now because of lack of confidence or public trust in the judiciary. Otherwise, there was no need for us to have got a tripartite. If at all, the political situation, you understand, not get to be manipulated. Another factor we call political interference. Sometimes there is political interference. When we talk about separation of powers, that the three organs of government should be separated from each other in terms of functions, personnel, you understand? They will be completely separated. But sometimes, probably, most times oppositions, there will be jittery. It will happen both sides, you understand? Either from the side of the APC within a power or the Terry SRF within a power. This recent case, right, will lead to tripartite because the APC on one side gets the strongest conviction, say the election was not fair on their side. You understand? And that it was full of intrigues, manipulations, we developed to distrust. So as a result of that, it could have been easy that they go to court, you understand? Go to court and look at the thing. But if the judiciary, right, gets a kind of a challenge, right, in the sense that people, public trust not in them, they're not go good. We'll see where that happen. Instead, we call international bodies there for
Marcus, you don't mention different in them. One get for do delay the issue of alleged corruption, political interference, overdue cases them. But let's take one step at a time. In the delay area, earlier before you come, no first guest don't mention say there is nothing like delay. Just that people not to understand the process and then process and they take time. If they say there is nothing like delay where you gonna court, then they say then we are the public stand for believe or accept.
A very easy. You get what they call public opinion and individual opinion. Individual opinion, an opinion where you get as an individual for express your view. Public opinion are the aggregate of views held by the public on the particular issue, or the sum total views held by the public. Or if this is a radio station, if you take a media tour now and make inquiries from ordinary people in the street, then we'll tell you so. For example, let's say like land cases now. Of certain land cases, in fact, where in fact verdicts has been passed, but because the police sometimes they drag their foot for provide security, because once you get that verdict, that you weapon, you understand? You don't get a verdict, that you weapon for possess you land. As far as the courts don't take action, sometimes the police, because we talk about the criminal justice system, we include the police as well, and also the prisons. You understand? So sometimes they're only, effective on them situation and day. Now, delay in the sense, we don't get a lot of cases that we don't delay. We don't go into political cases as well. You look at the duration. Of course, yes, what I would tell you say that sometimes people don't understand. I agree with them to some extent. But however, the fact remains that the courts or the judiciary for Klamika mentioned the issue of structure, that is courts. If you get inadequate number of courtrooms, it affects. If you get inadequate buildings, it affects. If you get less judges, that is to say, we need to get as much judges, because there are certain cases they handle it. And sometimes the cases then pile, you understand, in the hands of the judges they also. So it's like heavy load on their heads, you understand. You get to deal with this, you get to deal with this. you can't blame them individually, but for the mere fact that you get their cases also pile up, you understand, in the hands of certain judges, there is the possibility, say, it will lead to delay. And in the dispensation of justice, they say justice delayed is justice denied. So as a result of that, a lot of people out there will say, oh, they don't tap out with justice. You understand? In the sense that delay has taken place. We get a lot of cases. Even the Samuel Kamara corruption case. You understand? You agree with me, say, therefore don't expedite them. But you take, you know, a long process.
But that na case way na ACC. They don't case that.
No, yes, na ACC case, but the ACC by itself,
the judiciary just provide court for them.
ACC in fact get for go courts. ACC they make a verdict, you understand, or a judgment, right? Now the courts. That's why they get lawyers them. We they represent them at courts. You understand? So yes, we will blame ACC on one side of the coin, and the other side we also blame the judiciary, because the judiciary are the temple of justice, that they in charge. You understand? So if something good happen, we point good fingers on them. If not, we point ugly fingers at them, because at the helm of affairs.
Today, radio democracy, they look the work of the judiciary and why some people not get trust on the system. And we get two gentlemen there between at the studio. Well, we will all end up with Marcus Bango, and now we they bring in Moses Lamin, we are the spokesperson in the judiciary system. You don't listen to Marcus, lack of judges, inadequate of courtroom, and all that in them can be a challenge of delay of case system. And anyway, then in a reality way directly they affect the system, follow on unable proceed in cases, or why cases in the delay.
Frankly, some of the issues that we Marcus talk, I will agree, but they are not, because when you say delay, we perception is when you have like a deliberate attempt for just get cases stuck. You understand? Maybe the appropriate word, because you see the choice of words very important as well. If you say we are challenged, then obviously I will say yes. But now let's look at the case when people did this delay. They attribute to so many things. Initially, we are talking, people we are saying delay in assignment of cases. That is, once you filed in your case, for let it assign to a judge in the delay. I have told you, and I will say it, you can verify, we haven't got a single case, except if one can this month if you don't pass 9 from the registry to the office of the Chief Justice. But for any case we enter the office of the Chief Justice today, by the end of the day those cases will be assigned. That one is very, very certain, and it's factual. Now that side we need to consider again as a judiciary. Every lawyer, you can talk to the lawyers and they will tell you cases are assigned effectively and swiftly on that side.
So must this lack of judges and inadequate of courtrooms in any way not be a delay to owner at all?
At the camp. We are challenged.
Okay.
You see the word delay, I said the choice of words. We are challenged. Now let me tell you one thing. We have 35 judges. You understand? And if you take Ghana for instance, you get 20 to 45,000 people to a judge. For Sierra Leone, we get 123,000 people to a judge. You understand? You take the ratio in that way. So in other words, we get the number of judges is a challenge. You understand? So it is not a deliberate action as we say delay. Okay. That is why we need to understand the process. Okay, I will give you example. Now we not get a sitting judge na Kenima, and Kenima is a big town. We not get a sitting judge. Now it is the judge in Bo. They go sit na Kenima. Can you take that as a delay?
But for the ordinary person, you go look at them that way.
That's why I'm in the public media. That's why I want them to understand. It's not for Brother Marcos, you understand, but I want them to understand that we are challenged. The judge in Bo is a very big town, a big jurisdiction. Then you get Kenima, a very big town. So the judge in Bo, now they go Kenima.
Okay.
So,
the judge, let me just allow me please. The judge in Bo, now they go sit down Kenima. You understand? So in other words, in the week, he get 3 days na Bo, he get 3 days na Kenima. And at times, and they even sit down on Saturdays. That is why when the Chief Justice was addressing the diplomatic corps on the issue of this CPA, and therefore acknowledge some of them. The judge in Makeni, they cover Kabbalah and Maburuka. And there are certain times where you have the prisons and court facility, you get for go sit there. Can we consider that as a delay, or we are challenge of judges? Courtroom is as well. It's not a delay. We are challenged, and that is why each time we have the opportunity with the appeal to government. Now the same appeal with the appeal, when the government go bill a very good course na Kailan, which I'm pretty sure una all see the picture. So we are continue to say these are challenges.
So then challenges don't cause a natural delay. It might not be a deliberacy from una your part. Imagine you say judge you come up go kenema in that process, whether it's 2 or 3 hours, it don't make a delay for the ordinary person where they wait for let it get in judgment. So
we are challenged. We are challenged. And let I tell you also, if you want to use the word delay, maybe for your convenience, let us accept time that way for your convenience, maybe you will better understand it. Now, if we have a case, or let me pose it to my brother, which we will answer later. If we have a case, you come to court, you have a case, and if you seek, you the client, or you the complainant, if you seek, does that mean you not can court? The court foresee will they throw your case out of court? Is that judicial fairness? If you lawyer seek and say in not able can court, in writing in able can court, in seek with a medical report, we should throw that case out. So it's a holistic factor. You get people then where they are players, but they are not delay per se. Okay. For me, delay is a deliberate action for just wait, take each time of the case. But when issues they happen that are natural and you know say they are bound for happening, we need to understand.
Concern we the media, civil society, and other people don't raise get for do with the case of Lara. We are in on another sign in case it takes some time them. Now you did a national radio, make and clear. The court to assign Lara in case to any judge.
Well, I don't even know. All I can tell you, there was a commission of inquiries, and we cannot say she has completed a process or not. I don't know about it, because for a case to be assigned, maybe you don't complete everything. You understand? When required for let that case for be assigned, we don't see outside people in the file. When they file, because they forget certain things or certain documents for put, it could not be assigned. But waiting I tell you, for any case, we don't go through all the process, all documentation that is on the desk of the Chief Justice. They cannot be kept, but they will be assigned. That every lawyer will attest to that.
They come over to Marcus Bangrawena, Executive Director, Citizens Forum for Democratic Accountability. You don't lay some instances and premises. Also, you highlight issues that we think say the system not unfair to the public. Now, the other issue for look at the trust on the judiciary system. When you start for talk, you say the ordinary man the hope of getting justice or feel say outside then go treat in case fear na the court of Salon. But again, you say that's not today again, as plenty people not believe the judiciary system. Why you think say we get into that situation if let people they not trust the side where they for one go if they feel say they don't disadvantage them?
Yeah, before I start the ball rolling on that, I just want to talk small thing on this last week.
Go ahead.
Because in law, you go to the called causation, cause and effect. Nothing happens, as well as in philosophy. Philosophy says nothing happens until there is a prime mover. If you hang something, I need a move, but now they make a move. You understand? That is to say that in as much as the judiciary, not only in Salon, and in other countries, get a lot of challenges. But other cause and effects, if we say that yes, there are challenges, but the topic of discussion we concern the common man as it, and that of delay. So the use of words, right? They also, right? So as a result of that, we will say that because of the fact that you get in challenges there also, there is all possibility say delay good day. For example, I just want to give a solution, right? One of the solutions to this now for increase the number of judges, right? Say for example, they get 35. That is not the limit. and for say we not get qualified people for get appointments, understand? Not increase the number of judges, not also increase the number of courtrooms. You understand? Get buildings then. If we get one in there, because you can't imagine one person in Debo, Ide Kenema. If you Debo, Ide Kenema, and cases the cap, cases the plenty area in there. So which are the end results? It will lead to delay. You understand? Though there are challenges, but delay factor is very, very important with the common man out there we're able to understand. In terms of public trust in the judiciary, right? You will agree with me that there is a public distrust in the judiciary because of the same thing. One, the delay itself, you understand? And secondly, I make sure that we're talking about, see, for example, most common issues or cases are that of land cases. You understand? Yes, you get some way they expedite, right? You get others we don't take years. I read one similar thing about Nigeria, right? Once you then talk about Nigeria, and the fact say most times they get delay and manipulation, especially by the council as well as the prosecution. And sometimes they will left the delay then cases and they person die, or they will get challenges to that period. So say the owner of that particular land day go die. Chieftains the same thing happen. You understand? So because of them things will happen, the common man and intellectuals, many intellectuals and many ordinary man, understand, not get that confidence in the judiciary because they just feel say when they go court, they're not able to forget the justice where they really want to forget. First, a presumption has been created, and this presumption as a result of waiting, as a result of experience. You know, we all agree say yes, we don't face a lot of them today. So you get people then they cry out, understand, the case they don't go to court, at the end of the day, they just feel say the verdict passed, you know, reflective of the situation. Although human being, you understand, is very difficult for satisfy. And we also need to know say even the lawyers or the judges, right? They are humans, right? Then not get a perfection, understand? Nobody not gets a perfection, understand? So as a result of that, there is tendency for making the situation need happen. But at the end of the day, now we the people then, how we feel about the situation, you understand? How we feel about this question of fairness in court, equity in court, how we feel about that. Because the ordinary man, I tell you, a lot of people don't want to go court, right? If you would get situation, if they find all kind with that are final results, understand? While some we feel say perhaps you get the capital, understand, or perhaps you get the influence, right? May want to go, right? But you get a lot of people. I don't come across a lot. Me as a civil society activist, as a civil society activist, we like vivacious one. When they get reports, they get people that they can't read about issues, about problems. Okay. Understand? So as a result of that, it's a very serious issue. I want for categorical. Now, like I said, the World Justice Project, you understand, on the rule of law, rates Sierra Leone 110 out of 142 countries. So the ICS itself, from that particular position there, right, this is research, right, where they carry, not to me, you understand? And that research say we did 110 out of 142 countries.
All right. Marcus, again, the concern where people and the raise and civil society get for do it political interference, then don't they allege this over the past year, say at times, you know, they can get called from above, make some time back, some civil society back again, may don't prefer for let the president tap for pick the chief justice. From your point of view, you think say a day on point for let the president tap for the pick the chief justice? As way for tap some of the issues there with people they allege of political
in some
interference.
Countries, the president no they appoint the chief justice. The reason being one aspect that of conflict of interest certain times. Understand? And the chief justice is the head of the judiciary. Understand? So if we talk a lot of things about political interference and all that, and the issue of appointments, there is all that possibility. Say once you are appointed, you are at the mercy of the president. Understand? It takes a man, right? And we therefore respect the constitution. Disrespect for the constitution and it cause all lengthening day. If you don't appoint me, say Chief Justice, for example. But at the same time, if they interfere, there are certain cases, yes, it is alleged, you understand, that there are certain cases where the executive that they just come and interfere, that is to say, it didn't come openly because of separation of powers, you understand. But there is all possibility, say, sometimes the executive they interfere, even sometimes, even the legislature, you understand, when a parliament can interfere for fair way for influence certain cases, you understand. So that appointment, I think, there are not only that, you get a lot of areas of appointments. If me appoint you, me can head this place, you understand, and they assign duties and to you and say, I raise you to a level where you capture something, you know what I mean, right? Then at the same time, I will take us to undermine me, because one thing about we politicians, right, they are authoritarian, very authoritative, right? And that is the problem of when you talk about the rule of law, you talk about justice, you talk about democracy, understand, because they are aspects of democracy. Okay. So when you did a governance, we expect, say, if we go according to the provisions of the constitution, right? Let us give one scenario for justice. I get a story about a judge in London. He take taxi, right, for go na court. He tell the taxi driver, say, in the go na the court of justice. The taxi driver tell and say, as far as I don't know of any such place where na the court of justice. But he end up for taker na the court of law. You understand? He make the judge for think, say, why this driver prefer the court of law than the court of justice, because the court of justice, right, is very, very difficult for make judges that sometimes go show perfection in the dispensation of justice.
We the over now to Moses Lamini Kamara, we are the spokesperson for the Judiciary of Salone. You don't hear waiting Marcus don't say we are in a talk about judges. At this moment, almost judges on a get where they look inside different cases.
Yeah, we get almost 35 judges, but let us just say a few things.
So waiting the judiciary, not forget more judges them.
Obviously, for let you get judges, then you also get for think about the government budget and expenditure as well. You know, say government get so many areas that we need to look out, even though on the fact that we need more judges, but government gets so many areas that you get education and other side them. But with that, let I just say a few things. We see my brother raise up certain things then about public trust. In as much as they say there is a distrust on the judiciary, public distrust on the judiciary, me want for categorically clear tell and say there has been marked increase in public trust. You understand?
From waiting to waiting in terms of percentage.
Yeah, in terms of percentage, I can tell you we've gone more than, because initially, in fact, mind you, one of the reasons why UNDPB support the creation of the Office of the Public Relation, now for ensuring we build up public trust through public education. And over the years, it was clear, see, most of the things them, people were not educated, they not be known. Now, let me just tell you one thing. Even when my brother they talk, one good thing is like he has been saying there are probability. And if these are not like certain thing, you understand. If we give a judgment, let we take and so we get 35 judgments. In that 35 judgments, 35 people will be pleased with us. There is possibility that 35 people they are pleased, but there is possibility also say 20 people out of that 35 people pleased or they're not pleased. You understand? And I've known Marcus for several years and I have great respect for him. You understand? But if they receive complaints, you understand, about people, then when they say a decision has been passed, you understand, we are not happy about it, A, B, C, and D. He has never reached me, and we get the office for say if you have a concern, you for reach. So in the first place, we want a situation wherein the office they get interaction with the civil societies and they raise up issue. Sometimes waiting and tell them is not true. But the principle which we want to encourage people then is that once a decision is passed in the court, if you are not satisfied, come on appeal. And the judiciary, when we talk about accessibility, is not about putting structure as well. The strength of accessibility is that now for let you get access na court without be hindered by money. And let me make this clear again. Your arrangement with a lawyer in terms of what should be paid to a lawyer, it is not the responsibility of the judiciary. You don't go say I go pay lawyer 10 million and you say forget access to justice is expensive. That's why the states, how the states provide them. If you cannot afford a private lawyer, you go to legal aid. They are bound by law for providing with a lawyer. If you get a case, a state case against somebody, if you don't get a lawyer, the state can provide one for you when are the law officers. So they are bound by law. So in other words, that should not be if you pay a lawyer 100 million, you say the judiciary is expensive. And we talk about, we also talk about decision. We are saying our decision, he has a legal background. We are saying about, when we talk about a decision, we say our decision, I said this before he came, our decisions, they are based on evidence and the law.
Okay.
If the evidence tied up with the law, there is no way we can do. If people come and testify, there is no way we can do, you understand, but to walk in that pathway. If you think there are errors or decisions taken you are not satisfied, then appeal.
Okay, the program Good Morning Salon, they continue inside the program. We start to look at messages them. This one from Joseph Josiah, I say, just imagine a judge from Bo Southern region to cover Kenema Eastern region, but the government has the money to open and appoint ambassadors to places where we do not have plenty citizens residing.
This other one from Junior Showers, they say, my friend, just be honest with yourself as a Sierra Leonean. You know exactly what the ordinary citizens of this country are facing as far as justice is concerned. How on earth can a court sit on a land case for more than 3 months when all necessary documents and witnesses have been tendered and questioned? It is only when corruption is involved.
This one from Josiah again, he says, Mr. Spokesman, this is not about technicality here. Delay is common to the layman.
From my Facebook page, Ibrahim Sangba, they say, good morning, Radio Democracy. Moses should not deny that there is no delay in certain cases in the judiciary. What is the concern of the accused person in Kenema awaiting trial for lack of judge in the district? Could it be that the Chief Justice is not doing what it should be? Is not doing what it should have done for the people to get justice in that part of the country?
This other one say, Moses, we think he hold the court for give judgment on petition cases we can take over years.
This other message from a Facebook page says, so all the judges sit in Freetown, a whole region does not have a judge. Oh, Salon.
This other one say, Moses, Kamara na convict already, but we see overseas. Waiting at the reason for this.
Another one, they say you should care about what the public is saying. Put law aside because you are serving the public and you should go according to your oath, so be fair to the public. But we are not surprised. Everywhere nothing is real.
This other one say, thanks Moses for the explanation this morning, more understanding on my own path.
This other one says now people don't trust in the justice system. They left the case to God, but it is so disheartening to see that people don't look up to a whole system that was set up to give right to those who feel disadvantaged. This other one from Adauda Tarawali, he say the lawyer that don't work on the country but still with the see delay. This one from Sheku Jagba, they say, Mr. Piao, what you're saying now are not practical in rural areas. They are all central in the capital city. So how can you expect the common man to take such venture when he does not even know Freetown? The last one I go take for now because of time. They say, Moses, wanna get any free toll line where somebody go call if he gets issues in terms of then case delay? Well, because of time, definitely Usman Kamara will not be able to take all the messages, but they come over to you and Moses from the judiciary for respond as most messages we can directly now for you.
Okay, thank you. We want to make this clear on the issue of Kenema. There was a judge in Kenema, may his soul rest in peace. We die, we get to understand that. And because he died, then the Chief Justice take this action. First, it was the judge in Kailaun with the car cover Kenema. And you know, him being done somehow exhausted, then the Chief Justice say, okay, thank you. Let me also get you brother from Bo for covering. Or you understand, till we get a solution. Because mind you, we had a judge in Kailaun and in Kenema. Nada and die. We not go say till we wait, they appoint another judge or we recruit another judge. That is solution we carry it. And other somebody talk about see land cases, them they take a long time. We've looked at it. Maybe now people in expectation, if somebody can accord in the game your expectation, say by 1-2 months me kiss for those done. But if you also know say we get limited judges there, and then judges there, so they are bound by law for satisfy all the cases they are with the camp. We know we say because John in case camp, now no more we for look at. We every day, my brother and sister, we they get more than 100 and more cases than like Waterloo alone. They get more than 50 files, 60 files the way they come. Now in make what we do now Waterloo for address that issue because we also get for address the issues and we get magistrate Gogra where they sit na court number 6 na Pademba Road. We don't take 2 days of in time for they go sit na Waterloo. So because we have limited judges and magistrates, so what do they do? We they study the areas and we are in we they get increase in cases them and we say okay in as much as cases they can also but you say go sit on 2 days yonder so we don't get like 3 magistrates there at the western world and very soon we they get judge na Waterloo so the people there na Waterloo no go even pay transport they can na tongue okay. So we tend for do all them things then they but we want let the people there know say we have limited number of judges okay. And we get limited number of magistrates.
Moses, what you will say to some people who not believe or get confidence in the justice system or working skeptical for taking case go court?
No, it's global. It's global.
No, let's focus on Salon, please.
No, even for Salon, you have people who believe in the system. When they tell you, see, we they get increase. Now, if we they talk about we need more judges, and my brother acknowledged that they get so much cases, it means there's an increase in trust, in public trust in the judiciary. Because if you not get trust into something, you need a candidate. Let's look at the civil cases thing. We get a lot of civil cases there where they happen, where the person can say, no, okay. Me, I for ignore or not.
Okay, plenty thank you to you. That's Moses Lamin Kamara, the spokesperson, Salon Judiciary. Will they come over to you, Marcos Bangoye, the text message, we can quickly respond.
Yes, of course. You go agree with me, say, the text messages actually speak to waiting at the try for talk. Sometimes they say the ice is not itself, but by the reflection of some other thing. So most of what we just say also a reflection of certain things that we probably other people will see. Then also this backlog of pending cases, a very, very serious. You get backlog of pending cases. Say, for example, now they don't put somebody, a Gogra, Magistrate Gogra from Pademba Udia Senna for a few days. So by the same process, you don't get backlogged in. You understand? Because cases the way for the handle. Now, the one they get for weights. They good at the other side. So, the whole thing is government get for doubling effort, stand tall, and make sure say they address the issues also. And I make some recommendations or solutions to some of the problems there. Right? Somebody make a very good message where it talks say, yes, government say money no day. But look at the number of people, say, for example, diplomats when they appoint for go out. You understand? You get, of course, it's very important, right, for actually get their relations a day because no man is an island, no man stands alone, right? So as a result of that, we need people there for the in all the areas there also. Okay. But the number of judges, we don't know, say, this is like a very crucial problem. It don't affect you over the years, you understand? So as a result, inadequate judges, you understand? Courtrooms or magistrates are a big challenge, and government need to address that if at all they're really serious about the dispensation of justice. But if we just say no more, yes, we make them small, it will be very difficult. Government will be able, they get money For example, the judiciary, right, the PR, right, of course they don't do a lot of public education. But let's say even so we make public education, people accept